Good afternoon, Universus players. Welcome back to Hyperion's Web. Today I've got an exclusive Tekken 8 reveal for you guys. I've got about 8 cards. One we have seen before, but I like to talk about it still. The rest are all new, mainly on the life symbol. There's one card they gave me that's not on life, so that's one little spoiler before we get into it. But some of these cards are going to be really exciting to see. Stick around to the end for a teaser of a project I've been working on for the community. So while we get into it, again, we've seen it all already. We've seen the heat token. I'm pretty excited for this mechanic. It's a pretty cool little thing. I like how each set has had something unique to it that maybe won't really apply to cards outside of the set. We got the power tokens with Godzilla, and while yes, putting +2 damage basically for free onto an attack is pretty nice, and it's playable outside of the set. Um, you know, People have been doing some stuff with Shin Hashigeki and all that. Still, a lot of things that specifically use power tokens are within the Godzilla set. Just like Roman cancel abilities, tension, all that was in GG, and now we've got the heat token, which again, burning your opponent for 1 if an attack doesn't deal damage is pretty nice, but the heat token itself, at least for now, is pretty concentrated to just the Tekken 8 set. So pretty excited about this. It's a cool little thing. I'm happy that it is unique. Otherwise, you get 10 of them on your stage and you could just be like, all right, well, my attack didn't do damage, so take 10, I guess. So some pretty cool stuff with the heat tokens, where you can sacrifice one to give speed. It's not difficult to generate them, but yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. But again, we've all seen this already, so let's continue getting into it. And apologies also if my face cam dies. I've been struggling with the setup. As you guys can see behind me, I think I may have mentioned the last video I came out with, I was getting ready to move. Well, unfortunately, this is not my new office. My new office was getting drywalled and we found mold and water, so I am temporarily in our board game room / den until that gets fixed, and then we'll be down there. I'll have my actual setup going. So apologies again if the camera dies out or the volume's a little low on my headset. This isn't, as you guys are used to, my normal headset that I'm using. So let's continue, shall we? First up, we have got Champion of the Children. This is a common 1 diff 5 check 5 control for our retro heads, the 2+ mid block. It is on Earth, Good, and Life. Again, we're going to see a lot of life cards in this. I think if you are playing Heat, if you are like focusing your deck really around Heat, you want this card. They did say in one of the dev diaries, I think each symbol will get access to one of these heat generators. I personally think that you're probably not going to use this even if you are on these symbols, because Earth, and this is me not knowing every single card off the top of my head, Earth, Good, and Life don't really have anything that triggers off of being removed or is usable from the discard, or sorry, from the removed pile. Now there are characters that are doing it, so you could technically be on there and then use a tune stuff that does, excuse me, use the remove pile, but you're probably not going to use this unless you're making a really thick deck and or a very aggressive deck, where you're not really worried about losing 10 cards from your discard. But again, I think pretty requisite if you're playing Heat, just because it is basically free Heat, especially on Earth where you can unflip it and do it again. So our next one, and also let me know if there's anything with this layout. Sorry, brain is all over the place, but let me know if there's anything with this layout you guys think I can do better or what have you. It's a new thing I'm trying out, trying to be a little fancier and whatnot with what I'm doing on my reveals and on my streams or my videos. So our next reveal, our third card out of the 8 that I have for you guys, another common. This one is Snake Shot. I thought this was a pretty cool card. I think it's really good for especially long game death characters, since especially your death characters are the ones that want to blow up their stage, want to blow up, I don't want to say assets, but resources on our stage. And I say long game because, again, you're trying to lower damage. This way you can survive the game. Obviously, some characters right off the bat that I can think of as far as our Earth characters, or sorry, not Earth. This one is Air, Death, and Evil. 2 difficulty, 5 control with a +3 high block. Obviously, Evil, the new Shigaraki comes to mind, being able to reduce damage to take partial damage even lower on an attack for his abilities. That was what comes to mind. I think this is the first time we've seen sacrificing an asset as a cost on a foundation in standard. I didn't look back at our retro pool at all. I did take a quick glance, and I don't remember seeing anything foundation-wise. We've seen attacks with it, such as, oh man, my friends are gonna be real upset with me because I am blanking on the Pristine Swordplay. There we go. Pristine Swordplay sacrifices an asset. But again, I don't think we've really seen it on a foundation yet. And so being able, that's the only cost on this card, aside from, again, the only cost is sacrificing. Being able to just have this up for essentially unlimited damage reduction is pretty nice. So again, similar to Weapon Clash, but we do have the option of assets. I was thinking back, obviously some funny stuff you could do with Terry. So I'm pretty sure, I didn't look back, I'm pretty sure he's air. So again, being able to blow up something and then build it in and all that. But then I was thinking about Sasha 1. You do a bunch of 1-diff assets, and then you're able to blow them up for the damage reduction, and then use her to get them back to your hand to build them again, and stuff like that. I think it's kind of a fun loop. Probably not anything competitive, but just a really fun time. So up next, we've got for you guys, as you can see, we're going to spoil our symbol count a little bit. So either we got something attuned, or we got something that only has 1 symbol, which, let's be honest, the only options are it's attuned or it's infinity. We've got Bamboo Connoisseur. This is again a common foundation. Life attuned, 1 difficulty, 5 control, +2 high block. I wasn't, super excited about this card. I think it's a pretty standard life card. We do get to heal 3. It isn't each player, so we're probably not really using this in standard unless we've got some funny stuff about your opponent has healed so much or what have you. My first thought was Jaw Titan being able to trigger that yourself, but it's only if your rival's effect. So again, me not remembering all the cards, that was my first thought. But again, probably gonna be best use case for this card is gonna be your boss fights, being able to just say, hey, everybody gain 3, especially if you're struggling. Not a huge cost to have to lose the foundation again if you're playing Sasha. 1-diff foundations, being able to just get those back. Again, cool card as far as, just 3 free health, but your opponent does get it also. So it's a pretty standard, pretty typical life card in my opinion. Alright, on to our next one. We're back to 3 symbols. I will say, ever since, I know with Attack on Titan, one thing that a lot of people, including myself, have been kind of mixed on is just attuned. And so I'm really happy that starting with I believe it was starting with Guilty Gear, please correct me if I'm wrong. And moving forward, we've gotten that mix now. Or I guess it wasn't Guilty Gear. Wow. Starting with Critical Role, Heroes of Exandria. Moving forward, aside from the Attack on Titan Apocalypse set, we've gotten the mix. I think the mix is the way to go. Still figuring out exactly, in my opinion, how it should be. Like, I feel like probably higher rarity cards should not be attuned, and then lower rarity cards should be attuned, just because typically your lower rarity are lower power level, and being able to throw those in any deck with the symbol feels a lot better than stuff that's super high power. With that, we have the Muscle Armor card. I don't know why I said the Muscle Armor, but we have Muscle Armor. This is a 2-diff, 5-check foundation with a 2+ mid block on Earth, Good, and Life. Really cool heat generator here. Excuse me. If you form commit, if you have more health than your rival, flip this foundation and add 1 heat token to your stage. Otherwise, gain 2 health. This card seems really, to me, and I'm not the best judge of a good card versus a bad card, but I feel like for an uncommon, this is doing a lot, and it's really strong. It's a heat generator. you know, you sacrifice it at the end of your turn, or you use it for one of the cards that use them as a cost. If you are on a symbol that has something that can ready, I have some examples here. You know, Earth for Destructive Heat Wave, Crushing Impact, Kaiju Brawl. Those all ready something in your stage, and I forget if they all have the has not been ready this turn. But the other thing that you'll notice this card doesn't have is unique. So you get 3 or 4 of them in your stage and have the ability on Earth specifically to be able to ready them. Also, you have the new card Enchante de Axe, and I probably butchered the pronunciation, as well as Fresh Cut Grass on Life and Good can also ready things. So being able to ready this and just say, all right, multiple times per turn, whether it's because you have multiple or you have something to ready it, it's pretty strong because obviously you have the one heat token to your stage just going to blow up. But also you get to heal. So just being able to heal 2 and say, all right, I'm going to ready this back up, heal 2 again until your health is back above your rivals, and then being able to generate a heat token before it flips is pretty strong. Also, Earth, if I recall correctly, still has a lot of stuff that unflips. So being able to unflip it after you get the heat token, you know, you have to do some kick flips and stuff, but being able to basically have unlimited access to a heat token and health, it's pretty strong. So I'm really surprised this is an uncommon. I'm happy it's gated to just 3 symbols instead of being attuned. But yeah, I was really surprised to see this wasn't a first form or unique. But it's a really strong card. It makes me excited for wanting to play it, especially that I have been really good symbol and life symbol pilled lately and really enjoying playing on those symbols, not just for Queen on good, but I've really been enjoying playing the new Deku on good. He has a lot of access to some really good stuff, no pun intended. I've been looking at a life build for him as well, so I might play around with this card in there because he is very defensive, so being able to block, take partial damage here and there if you need to, and then heal for free on your turn, pretty strong, pretty strong. Our next card, again, 1 symbol up there, so spoiler alert, it's all attuned. I don't think I have anything Infinity in this reveal package. Alright, we got our first attack. This is a life attuned throw. It is a 3 mid for 3, 4 difficulty 3 check, it's +2 mid block. Now obviously, I see here already a small little thing I need to fix. I need to make sure we condense this a little bit. So apologies there, everybody that's cut off. It is a throw, so nice little poke throw. Luckily I did go back and look because my first thought was, okay, it's a block zone. I'll read the effect to you guys, I'm sorry. Blitz, you may change this card's block zone. This attack gets +1 damage for each different block zone on cards in your card pool. So obviously that feels very Ojiro 2, and my first thought was, oh no, in Hero 2, this card can get really big really fast. With Ojiro, because you can double the damage with his ability, or put speed on it, because I don't believe he says non-throw. So having that would have been kind of scary for Hero 2. I know there's other things to negate it and all that, but that was, again, my first thought. But he's not on life, so he does not get access to this. I don't think, I don't know if we'll see a lot of play from this card. It is nice to be able to put damage on a throw, but the most you're going to put on it is 3. Again, aside from anything in your stage or anything on your character, obviously King comes to mind from the new set. So I think it'll be fun in him, but I'm not sure personally how much play this will get. It is a fun little poke, it is a throw, it's a small damage throw, so your opponent is either, again, you're going to put 3 damage on it, they'll probably block it, but they're not going to probably waste throw hate on it unless it's, you know, a killing move, in which case they might, but you'll probably get some damage and get some momentum generation, which will be nice. Next we have Excalibur. This is our rare attack. This attack seems super powerful to me, especially it is a rare, so it'll be relatively easy to get. 4 difficulty, 3 check, low 2 block, low +2 block, 4 speed, 4 damage, and it's a mid attack. Not mid in power, mid in attack zone. It is on all life and order. We love our weapons on life and order. Again, I am noticing this little hiccup here, so I'll have to widen this window a little bit. This is actually all HTML, which is kind of fun. I'll have to widen the card information window so that these the zones. Sorry, it's been a long week at work, and my brain is fried. My brain is bride. Um, but widen this out so the damage and attack zones can go off to the side as well, and we're not getting this push into the camera where my head is bumping into the information. But let's get back to the card, shall we? Again, 4 diff, 3 control, low +2 block. I sound like I'm reading off my thing because Frame Bride. +2 low block. It has stun 1, it's a weapon. The Blitz, if you have a heat token in your stage, that's what I was talking about earlier, maybe necessarily you don't care about what the heat token does, but having it in your stage for effects like this. This attack gets +1 speed and +3 damage. Because of the stun, if your opponent has no way to respond to it, whether it's canceling the stun or readying something that you are stunning, it is effectively a 6 mid for 7. 4 diff. This is a really strong card in my opinion. Great with the weapon packages, great with the characters that can put stats, whether they're putting stats period or putting stats on weapons. I think this is going to see a lot of play. I think this is a really powerful card for the stats it gets as a 4 diff. And drum roll please. For our final reveal, I'm really excited about this card. This is going to make me want to play specific decks that I normally haven't really a lot. I've played them a little bit, but I think this is going to make me pivot a little bit. Alright, we have got Restore Ally. This is a 5 diff, 5 check action, +3 low block. I think this is a build around card. And maybe not even necessarily build around, but the fact that there are decks that are out there that have already been built around this effectively, right? We've got our backup decks. Backup Life, Backup Death is really fun. With this card, I think this is going to be a 4 of in those decks because I mean, it's a form. As long as you have something to clear it, or on life, you've got Jaunty Trickster, which can make a non-attack card not count towards progressive. So you form, do this, and then you make it not count towards progressive. Or you have ways to clear your card pool. So maybe a life air. I'm not going to get into that. Zeke is going to love this. Jinwoo is going to love this. We love some form speed build and heal. I mean, this is huge for those backup decks. Either you're going to be blowing up your backups like Jinwoo, I believe Zeke does it also, but blow them up, build them back in using this. You get health off of how many, so those decks that are building, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 backups because their effects are reliant on them, or they just really love having backups, they're going to heal. Like, this is kind of, in my opinion, maybe a little bit of an overpowered card. Again, there are ways to cancel actions, there's ways to cancel healing, all of that. But if you don't have it, this is gonna, I think this can really turn the tide on a game. If you are Zeke, Jinwoo, etc., you happen to draw into this card, you might be sending at 1, you've got 5, 6, 7 backups on your stage, and you potentially turn the tide, maybe even save yourself another turn. So I think this is going to, I know this is going to see a lot of play. I think this is a very powerful card. And the fact, again, that you, especially as Jinwoo, Zeke, those characters that are blowing up their backups, you've got Death Rattle. So you blow them up, you respond Death Rattle, you use this, build it back in. I think this is going to see, I know this is going to see a lot of play. I think this is a super awesome card. I'm really, really, really happy that Universus, sorry, I always do this, UVS Games gave me this to reveal. I think this is going to have a lot of conversation around it. I think people are going to be excited about this card. This is going to probably see some high resale on TCG. It's going to see, people are going to want it for those decks. I think if those decks were gone, which I don't think I've really seen Zeke or Jinwoo lately since Godzilla came out, they're coming back with this card. So with that, these are the reveals I have for you guys. I really appreciate you sitting around, watching this, hearing what I had to say, hearing my input on them. Again, please stick around for a few more seconds after we conclude, because there's a little teaser for something new that I have coming out hopefully soon. It's currently being tested. I have some of my teammates testing it, and we'll be able to reveal it soon to you all, and I hope that it's a good new tool for everybody. As a reminder, Tekken 8 does release on August 14th, so make sure that you're getting your pre-orders in. That does also mean that pre-release is right around the corner. As of the release of this video, it will be July 17th, which means pre-release will be in about 3 weeks. So if you're not signed up for pre-release yet, make sure you get signed up for pre-release. They are starting August 7th. Get ready to sign up. Pre-orders are live at your local game store. So again, if you're excited about the set like me and my team, please reach out, get some pre-orders. Then again, the full booster set and legality of these cards is August 14th. So again, really appreciate you all hanging out with me, looking at these new cards, getting excited about them together. Look out for the next video. I do have still a 3v3 video coming that I did with Dinkus Dad. Again, with moving, just haven't had a chance to get to editing it, so that will be coming out soon. Please stick around for that teaser. Until then, signing off, and I'll talk to you all soon.